got our book. We got our body. We got our mind. Book, body, and mind. Let me get cozy. All right, we're looking good. We're always looking good, though. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Dax, I'm gonna read. You're gonna interrupt me. I gotta do a thing. She's very inconsiderate. She wants to get into my face. All right, we're continuing. I hope with this cat here. We're continuing. This is day 2 of Meditations for Mortals. I'm sure these are gonna be some quick reads, but we're gonna see what this all turns into. Because I enjoy reading. Alright, let's get into it. Motherfuckery, messing around. Day 2, Kayaks and Superyachts. That which seems like a false step is just the next step. It's a good quote. Sometimes it feels like you're going in the wrong direction, and you don't know really until after. You gotta make a step. You gotta make a step at some point. At this point, in a book on getting around to what counts, you might be expecting some kind of system. Almost nobody wants to hear the real answer to the question of how to spend more of your finite time doing things that matter to you, which involves no system. The answer is, you just do them. You pick something you genuinely care about for at least a few minutes, a quarter of an hour, say you do some of it. Today, it really is that simple. Unfortunately, for many of us, it also turns out to be one of the hardest things in the world. I agree with this. I agree with, it is a simple answer. There is no system. There's no system that you need in place to start something. There's no rules for anything. Someone can help lead you and set up some sort of parameters. You could follow along with what it is you're after, but you don't have to do it in the path that other people created. Yeah, the answer is you just do them, you pick something you genuinely care about, and then for at least a few minutes, a quarter of an hour, say, you do some of it. Today really is that simple. Unfortunately, for many of us, it turns out to be one of the hardest things to do. You just need to do the thing. You just need to do the thing. You need to pick up whatever it is you've been procrastinating about and start doing it. That's what we're getting at here. Like picking up this book and reading it. The only thing that's separating you from doing it is applying. Okay, let's continue on. It's not that systems for getting things done are bad exactly. Rules for meaningful productivity do have a role to play, and we'll turn to some of them later. What was I just saying? I was just talking about rules. We're talking about rules. Yeah, and there's nuance to everything, so you can't say like, oh, rules are stupid. You gotta figure out for yourself. I'm just saying you don't have to. There's no rules to this game of life. And that goes to anything you're after. You can figure it out. You figure it out. Figure it in. Okay? Just figure. Rules for me. Yeah, so rules are important, blah, blah, blah. It's just that they're not the main point. The main point, though it took me years to realize it, is to develop the willingness to just do something, here and now, as a one-off, regardless of whatever it's part of any system or habit or routine. If you don't prioritize the skill of just doing something, you risk falling into an exceedingly sneaky trap, which is that you end up embarking instead on the unnecessary and worst counterproductive project of becoming the kind of person who does that sort of thing. Yeah, you get nowhere if you just keep planning things in life. You gotta just start, even if you look like a fool doing anything. For me, it's YouTube. You start, you figure it out as you go. Are you having fun during the process? I think that is the most important part. If it's just daunting every time you get up and do it, whatever it is, it could be working out. You can't just go to the gym and do what everyone else is doing. You gotta do what works for you. What's keeping you interested in doing it? Keep showing up each day. You gotta enjoy it. Otherwise, you're gonna get burnt out of it because it just starts sucking. You're like, this is lame. How do I fall in love with this again? It's an everyday thing. All right, let's continue on reading this here book. This book, thing that's supposed to help, I think, not make you more confused. Though it sometimes does that, because life's weird. The main point, though, it took me years to realize, blah, blah, regardless. Yeah, you end up being counterproductive if you overplan, that kind of thing. The problem I'm referring to arises like this. You want the peace and clarity you believe you deserve from meditations, say. So you've resolved to become a meditator. You purchase a book on changing your habits, skim through it, and start figuring out how best to make a meditation habit stick. You order a meditation cushion. Perhaps you even get as far as sitting down to meditate. But then something goes wrong. Maybe the sheer scale of the project of becoming a meditator, that is, meditating day after day for the rest of your life, strikes you as daunting. Dude, what was I just saying? It's like I'm talking ahead of this book. This book is awesome. Go buy this guy's book, okay? It's good read so far. We're on page 10. We're on page 10 out of 169. All right, I'll continue on. Where was I? I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, you order a meditation book, something goes wrong, it strikes you as daunting, so you decide to postpone the whole affair to some point in the future when you expect to have more energy and time. Dude, everyone does this. I do it. Your dad does it. Your grandma does it. Whoever's dead does it. The people before you did it. The people in the 1920s. People are people, and people keep peopling, and we're doing it, okay? So wake up. Stop postponing your life. It's today, motherfucker. You're not gonna have energy tomorrow. It's the same thing. You know how you get more energy tomorrow? You do it today, so you have the energy tomorrow, okay? You gotta increase those caps. You gotta push yourself, because in order to get more energy, you push yourself. And now you're like, oh, I did that yesterday. I can push myself a little harder. You need a higher threshold, baby. All right, continue reading, less preaching. You decide to postpone the whole affair to some point in the future, and you expect to have more energy and time. Alternatively, maybe the novelty of becoming a meditator positively thrills you. As you can tell, I'm terrible. I'm not great at talking, like pronunciating, and I don't mind. I'm more of a reader in my head. I'm sure all of us are. That's what we normally that's what we do. We sit in silence and read. It's much easier. It's even easier for I, but I'm trying to do a thing here with you, with I. It's more fun actually this way. I usually don't, normally you just talk. Now I'm rambling, but normally you just talk in your head, you thinking, not talk in your head, thinking. You think about the words you read and you kind of sit there and ponder, but it's like I'm having a conversation with you. Conversation with me. I'm talking to myself. Who am I talking to? Okay. Alternatively, maybe the novelty of becoming a meditator positively thrills you until a week or two later when monotony sets in and the letdown feels so intolerable that you throw in the towel. Oh, so you decided to pick it up and now you're quitting. You're quitting when it gets hard. You fucking pussy. Pick it back up. No. And that's the thing. There's a balance, I was just saying earlier, oh, you gotta enjoy it. Well, you might have to learn to enjoy it. You might, pick up a sport, wrestling, and you're like, oh, fucking, this shit blows. I tried it for a week, it's gay. I'm touching on that guy. It might be a bad example, but yeah, you throw in the towel when it gets hard, but go a little further. Give it a shot, man. Give it a shot. You learn this through self-experimentation, and you know how it is. You've picked up things, you've quit, Okay. What you could have done instead was to forget about the whole project of becoming a meditator and focus solely on sitting down to meditate once for 5 minutes. It's worth mentioning another version of this problem, in which people try to become a different kind of person as a way to unconsciously avoid doing the activity in question. Suppose you want to start a business, but that prospect intimidates you. What better way to never quite get around it than to turn it into a long-term project? That way, you get to spend months doing research and undertaking brainstorming exercises and emulating the daily routine of your entrepreneurial idols, complete with 5 a.m. wake-ups and a hydration protocol. And you never have to do this scary thing at all. So he's saying there's like a psychological thing we do to ourselves. It's almost like avoiding failure, like, oh, I'm not done with it yet. I'm still trying. Like you're finding workarounds. In your heart of hearts that what you need to be doing. We're almost done. We got like a page and a half left. These are short reads. Like I said, it's a 4-week program. If you don't know, I should have started that in the beginning, but there's no rules here. Okay, I'm just yapping on some pages. A pair of images that help clarify things here are those of the kayak and the superyacht. Hey, at the beginning. To be human, according to this analogy, is to occupy a little one-person kayak borne along on the river of time towards your inevitable yet unpredictable death. It's a thrilling situation, but also an intensely vulnerable one. You're at the mercy of the current, and all you can really do is stay alert, steering as best you can, reacting as widely and gracefully as possible to whatever arises from moment to moment. The German philosopher Martin Heidegger described this state of affairs using the word Durafayet, I don't know how to say this word, Gurofenheit, Raffenheit, I don't know, we'll throw it up, or thrownness, a suitably awkward word for an awkward predicament. It is an awkward word. Merely to come into existence is to find oneself thrown into a time and place you didn't choose, with a personality you didn't pick, and with your time flowing away beneath you, minute by minute, whether you like it or not. Dax, why do you need to get so close to my face? Why is it important to you? So he's basically just saying we're in life. Like, we're in a boat, we're going, we're getting thrown around, and you can only do so much. Stay alert, be alive, and there's nothing you can do about it. Whether you dig or not. That's how life is, but it isn't how we want it to be. We'd prefer a much greater sense of control. Rather than paddling by a kayak, we'd like to feel ourselves the captain of a super yacht, calm and in charge, programming our desired route into a ship's computers, then sitting back and watching it all unfold from the plush leather swivel chair on the serene and silent bridge. You get to spend your time daydreaming that you're on the super yacht, master of all your survey, and imagining how great it would feel to reach your destination. By contrast, actually doing one meaningful thing today, just sitting down to meditate, just writing a few paragraphs on the novel, giving your full attention to one exchange with your child, requires surrendering a sense of control. It means not knowing in advance if you'll carry it off well. You can be certain you'll do it imperfectly, or whether you'll end up becoming the kind of person who does the sort of thing all the time. And so it is an act of faith. It means facing the truth that you're always in the kayak, never the super yacht. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. That shit's relatable. That's how I feel even when I'm making these videos. I don't come down here, I'm in my basement, so I don't come down here expecting to make a perfect video. We're just paddling. We're paddling along. We're just having fun. We're enjoying the process. We're almost done here. The challenge then is simple, though for many of us also excruciating. What's one thing you could go do today, or tomorrow at the latest? If you're reading this at night, that would constitute a good enough use of a chunk of your finite time and that you'd actually be willing to do. Don't get distracted wondering what might be the best thing to do. That's super yacht thinking, born of the desire to feel certain you're on the right path. Because the irony, of course, is that just doing something once today, oh Jesus, that food's coming back up. Just steering your kayak over the next few inches of water. Hey, give me a second, I'm dying here. Had some spicy Korean food and it's not a grain right now. It's the only way you'll ever become the kind of person who does the sort of thing on a regular basis anyway. Otherwise, and believe me, I've been there, you're merely the kind of person who spends your life drawing up plans for how you're going to become a different kind of person later on. Since it can look from the outside like you're busily making improvements, but it isn't the same at all. So you just do the thing once, with absolutely no guarantee you'll ever manage to do it again. But then perhaps you find that you do it again the next day, or a few days later, and maybe again and again, until before you know it, you develop the most remarkable thing. Not a willpower-driven system or routine, but an emergent practice of writing, or meditating, or listening to your kids, or building a business. Something you do not solely to become a better sort of person, though it may have that effect, but because whatever you're bringing into reality right here on the rapids is worth bringing into reality for itself. That was it. Meditations for Mortals, day 2. This is a 4-week thing. We're gonna go right through this book. This is fun. This is a cool book. We're only on page 14, baby. Day 3 that was a good chapter. That was a good one. I liked that. Kayaks and Superyachts. So it's pretty much about doing the thing. It's not even about forming a habit. More about try it out. Just do it. Do it right now. You have the energy, do it. Try it out. And don't even do it because it's gonna better you. Do it just to get it into reality. Stop biting the cord, sticks. Just attempt. Get the ball moving, because it's gonna be difficult. They say it only takes 27 days to form a habit, something like that. I don't know how true that is. My wife tells me that. She tells me that every time I need to brush my teeth. She's like, you just gotta do it 27 days in a row, and it's there. It's for the life of me. It was never there as a child. The parents didn't instill it in me, and I blame them. Yeah, this was day 2. Tomorrow, we'll be on day 3. Day 3, can you read this? Day 3, baby. What does that say? Can you read? You need only face the consequences on paying the price. You need only face the consequences on paying the price? You need only face the Am I reading this right? I feel retarded. You need only face the consequences on paying the price. You need only face the consequences. I don't know. It'll be good. I'm sure. It's been good so far. So, yeah, day 2. I liked showing up. This ties in with just me doing YouTube. I show up and I like to just put out videos. I like to just say, I gotta do it. It's gotta be something done. How am am I gonna get any better at talking to a camera if I don't show up and just talk to a camera? Huh? Because that's what's happening here. Alright, enough yapped. I yapped a lot. Hopefully I hit record on the camera. Hopefully we got something good here. And if not, who cares? I enjoyed it. I'll see you here tomorrow. No, I won't. You'll see me. I won't see you. You'll see me. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Dex. Meow. Oh, she's like, oh, I can get up now? I can give you face cuddles? See, this is why I can't read. I can't read with her. You see this? She just wants to steal all the attention. And then I get hair in my eye because she's so fucking hairy. It's too much. And she shoves her butt in my face. Get out of here!